Dog AC Show. Big Dog AC Show. We're excited tonight. We are with you tonight, live from the Razor Sharp Studios.
Yes.
So we're excited to be here because the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominees were out this week.
Yes, and you have the list, right?
I do have the list right here. Let me punch that list up. Man, there's a few.
Are they all rock and roll people, though, is the question?
Well, no, they're not.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not. There's a few that are not rock and roll. There's a lot that are not rock and roll, but, probably need to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I think so.
Okay.
It's a little confusing, but it's a good list. Iron Maiden's on the list.
Okay, well, that's good. They should be.
Well, I think they should be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah.
Good idea. Mary J. Blige. You got Kate Bush, Devo, Foo Fighters, The Go-Go's, Iron Maiden, Jay-Z, Shaka Khan.
Hold on, are we going to pause at some of these that aren't rock and roll people?
I mean, that's just what happens, I guess. Everybody gets to go in. Yeah.
What rock and roll song has Jay-Z ever
I don't think he's even been on a song. No.
Okay.
No.
I don't get it.
Shaka Khan, Carole King, Fela Kuti. Let's see, LL Cool J. I'm gonna knock you out. He's one of the nominees.
Well, I do like that song, but I'm sorry, LL Cool, Mr. Cool J.
Yes, sir.
That's not a rock song, but okay.
Okay. New York Dolls. I think all the '80s bands kind of took something from the New York Dolls. Rage Against the Machine, okay. Todd Rundgren, Tina Turner, and Dionne Warwick. So those are the nominees for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Wow. Okay, so that doesn't mean that they all get in. That means people have to vote on that list now?
Yeah, they don't all get in. So, I mean, I don't know the process of who they pick that gets into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but, I mean, there's a few on there, Iron Maiden and LL Cool J. I think they should get in. I honestly do.
Mr. Cool J is busy with his TV show.
He has a show. That's right. Yeah.
That's so funny. And Dionne Warwick, I mean, yeah. I know who she is. I don't know that's not even like early. That's not even Elvis rock and roll. That's like a totally different, like, I don't even know.
I don't know. Do you think it's album status? How many records have you sold? Is that how you get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
That must have something to do with it, but it can't be everything. Because I'm sure there's plenty of bands.
I mean, they pick who they think is eligible, and then they'll do the final pick soon, and we'll see who it is.
So how many? Is it just one out of that list, or is it a couple?
Couple what to get in? I don't know.
Like out of that list, 2 or 3 of them. Or?
I don't know how that works. I don't know. I could say one thing, it could be another. I don't know.
You say it, they won't.
I don't know. Iron Maiden, the Go-Go's, Foo Fighters. I mean, I understand, but they're still,
they're still young, relatively young.
So you got to be old to get in the rock and roll.
Because Foo Fighters are still putting out new music too.
Yeah.
So it should be. Is Kiss in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
They're already in. So Kiss is already in. Earlier today, we were waiting in the Razor Sharp Studios to do the show, and I was listening to some Kiss and a little bit of I had the Van Halen 2 album on, and man, I'll tell you what, Eddie Van Halen, you don't need to say much. And speaking of Eddie now, his kid, Wolfgang, just dropped his record. He was on Jimmy Kimmel last night, man. Mammoth WVH. Mm-hmm. He did a song on Kimmel last night, and I mean, yeah, he sings, he plays guitar, all of it.
He plays bass though too, right?
He plays all of it, yeah, bass and everything. So I mean, come on, if you're Eddie Van Halen's son, you're going to play all those instruments.
You have to be a musician. You have to.
Yeah.
So now, did you watch Jimmy Kimmel last night?
No, actually, I was snoozing.
I was too. I was asleep. So you watched it later on.
I watched it. I check out everything before we do the show. I kind of run through what's going on, what happened in rock and roll and all that. Great song. I mean, I can't wait to hear more of the songs on the album and see what's going on. Mammoth, WVH. Mm-hmm. Mammoth was what Van Halen was called before they were Van Halen. So for Wolfgang to take that and use that, that's awesome, man.
Is he the lead singer?
Yeah, he sings. He's playing guitar in it. He has a bass player and another guitar player and a drummer.
Okay.
But for the most part, from what I've read, is that in the studio, he put all that record together himself.
Wow.
So, I mean,
Well, he's been around it since he was born, you
heck
know?
yeah, man. When you're Van Halen's son, you're going to be doing what he's doing.
Yeah. So the song, did it sound like a Van Halen song? Similar?
No, not at all.
Completely different?
Just completely different, which is great. It was actually a tribute to his father. So it was really cool. It was a cool song, and now he's starting to, he's going to come out, and hopefully with this pandemic crap, we can actually get some live concerts pretty soon.
Well, yeah, hopefully.
I hope
They
so.
Release everything.
Yep.
Let everybody go out and do what you want to do again.
Exactly. The politicians are doing whatever they want to do, so they should let us do it.
But we're not talking
gonna get into the politicians.
politics.
I mean, we will talk about the First Amendment, though. You
had some things you wanted to say?
I need to touch on that a little bit, because it just seems like if you do something and it's not, what people want to hear, then they censor you, you lose your job, everything. It's like, I don't understand how that's fair, Obviously, you can't say something against something else, or, and then they just, I'm doing this because the Gina Carano thing.
Okay.
The Gina Carano thing. She says what she says, and Twitter and all this stuff like that, and she loses all of it.
Yeah, one tweet, right? And then she got fired.
I don't understand how, that First Amendment is just, and they could say, oh, it's racist and all this stuff like that, but it's okay if somebody wants to voice their opinion and doesn't, nothing happens. But if somebody else does it and it's a whole different situation, then, man, she lost the Mandalorian. She lost her agency for her talent agency that takes care of her.
Oh.
But she's already got another movie thing going and all that. But
yeah, I saw that she's actually going to do her own project.
Right.
And she's going to, so this is kind of a blessing.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, though. We don't condone any kind of racial thing or anything. That's not right, of saying things and saying things that you're responsible for saying. But where's the freedom of speech anymore? I don't even think it's around.
Yeah, it's only if it's something that people want to hear.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, that's what it is.
Big Dog AC show, 40th anniversary of Motley Crue last month.
Yeah?
Yep.
Did you got a shirt, didn't you?
I went and got myself a shirt. So I think it was only par for the course. I lost a lot of girlfriends to Motley Crue.
So you had to get a shirt.
Yeah.
You should get one that says, I lost a lot of girlfriends.
To that first album. I mean, I kept listening to that, and they thought I was like insane. I can't be with you anymore.
Oh, well, you must have listened to it too much.
Yep. So we're sitting in the studio, and I got AC's bass, and I just decided to plug in the bass and kind of just sit over here and see if you can hear this.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Can you hear it?
Yes, I can hear it.
Sounds pretty good, huh?
We also want to say that it's Valentine's Day weekend, right?
That's why I'm playing your bass.
Is that...
Yep.
Was that supposed to be some love song?
So
that was the siren song.
That's right. That's it. I wrote that for you.
Oh my gosh, that was beautiful. What key was that? What note was that?
I think that was E. I'm not sure, but
beautiful.
Yep.
Beautiful.
So 40th anniversary Motley Crue. Now you can go check out they got some new merch too, and like sweaters and T-shirts that are all set up for that. I was checking them out earlier today. I would have bought one of those, but man, come on, Nikki, $65 for a shirt.
Jeez, really?
Cut a brother a break. That was brutal, man.
Come on, most of you guys are like on Social Security. The listeners, you're on a fixed income. How are you supposed to pay for the shirt?
How the hell am I supposed to relive that? Sorry, that like $65 for a hoodie.
For a fucking shirt or a hoodie.
Yep, and then they had like all the gold records and all the covers of the albums and a frame thing for like $1,000.
Holy shit!
I would buy that, but not for $1,000.
Are they just taking stuff off their walls and then selling it?
I think so.
Oh my God.
I've seen so many documentaries with Tommy that he has all that stuff on his wall. I think they all do, but I'm sure they're like, yeah, sell the shit. I'll make another gold record.
Yeah, I'm tired of looking at it. Just have a garage sale on eBay or something.
Yeah, just, let's just get it out of here and start over. Valentine's Day coming up.
Yes.
Yep. Did you get me something?
Yeah, I already got you something. I got you that shirt that you were wearing earlier.
Oh, that's
the
right.
biking shirt.
Yeah, my mountain biking shirt.
Yeah.
So
Did you give me something?
I got you something.
What?
You'll have to wait until later to get it.
Oh, brother.
Yeah. I'm not giving it to you now. Valentine's Day's Monday.
Is it? It's on Sunday, actually.
If I have to give it to you tomorrow, then I guess, huh?
What is it? Is it a thing or is it a thing in your pants?
It's what?
Oh no, we're gonna have sound effects now. So did we want to talk about Valentine's Day?
It's a thing in my pants.
Oh goodness.
It's a thing.
So speaking of freedom of speech, you know,
Yes.
podcasts, you can say whatever you want and obviously do whatever you want because that's what you're doing right now.
Well, you should be able to do whatever you want. But you know what? Now I don't know, man. If you kind of step out of line a little bit and say how you feel, I mean, geez, it's I don't get it. I don't understand your First Amendment.
It's all becoming very political, of course.
It is.
And we're not going to talk about it.
No, we're not going to get into the political theater, but I mean, sometimes I sit back and I just go, what the fuck?
Yeah, I try.
What the hell's going on?
I try not to pay attention to it and think about other things. Like Valentine's Day.
I try not to think about that either.
We keep coming back to it. Do you want to know some of the origins of Valentine's
Let me see
Day?
if I can play you a little bit.
Because I do. Oh my, this
baseline.
is going to be
little baseline for the Valentine's Day
this.
thing.
This show is
Here
going to
we
be
go.
like ridiculous. That sounds more like a horror movie. I'm going to kill you on Valentine's Day.
Is that really?
Yes. Was it supposed to be a happy? Because I don't know.
I don't know what happy is on this thing. It's your base.
Oh
AC.
my God, that's so funny. Okay, well, so Saint Valentine's Day.
Yep.
There's a saint in the Catholic religion. So there's a few different stories about how this actually became Valentine's Day. So the stories are from the Roman Catholic Church, or that kind of thing.
Right.
So the one I've always heard is that there was a priest named Valentine, and in this time, and actually this was from...
Was it Valentine the Impaler?
The 3rd century. No. The 3rd century in Rome, Emperor Claudius II, he thought that single men were better in combat. So he outlawed all marriages. So people could not get married. So there was this priest, Valentine, and he, under the radar, married young couples that wanted to get married, and then eventually got caught, and he was killed. So,
Damn.
yes, so he eventually became a saint because he did that. So went against, Claudius or whatever. So that's the one I've always heard. But then there's also another one that Valentine was killed for helping Christians escape Roman prisons. So then that's a third one, or a second one. And then a third one is that when Valentine was imprisoned, he fell in love with a woman there. Oh, so a woman there.
Wow.
Well, like
Imagine that.
Possibly the jailer's daughter, they say. And so when he wrote her a letter, he said, "Love, your Valentine," because that was his name. So that's a third kind of folklore, I guess, tale about how this became Valentine's Day. So Saint Valentine. So that's what they say. Okay, but then also there is a pagan festival that was celebrated February 13th through February 15th, the Ides of February. You know how they have the Ides of March. It's the Ides of February.
So is the pagan, didn't we talk about that around Halloween, the pagan thing? Yeah.
Yes.
So it's the same?
No, well,
No?
it's not exactly the same. This is a different festival. But this was around, okay, hold on, I have my notes here.
That's right.
Let
AC
me
has
see.
the notes.
I do. So the pagan celebration was Lupercalia. Okay, so you're like, okay.
No, is that anything related to Chupacabra?
No, this one's Roman, and Chupacabra is Mexican.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
So no, they're somewhat different.
Yeah, everybody's gonna tell Big Dog to do his homework. Yep.
But Lupercabra. Now I'm saying Lupacabra. See what you said? Lupercalia was a fertility festival dedicated to the Roman god of agriculture. So then there were these so they're not Roman Catholics. And when I say Roman priests, they're not necessarily Roman Catholic, okay? So these Roman priests back in this time, AD 270, they would sacrifice a goat and sacrifice a dog, because this was also to Romulus and Remus, who were the twins that were, in Greek or Roman mythology,
right.
that they were adopted by a wolf, and so they were raised by a wolf. So Romulus and Remus were these twins, and then also, like I say, the Roman god of agriculture, Faunus. So they would sacrifice a goat, and they would sacrifice a dog. So the goat was for fertility, and the dog was for purification. So I want to say priests, but they're not priests. Okay, I guess they're priests, but they're pagan priests. Okay, so they sacrificed them. Then they took the goat skin, put it in strips, dipped it in sacrificial blood, and then wandered around the streets. And then they were swatting women with it, and then swatting the crops, because it was supposed to be like blessing it, basically, and blessing the women. And they wanted that because the women felt like it would help their fertility for the year. So this was a pagan festival, and then part of that time, the single women would put their names in a big jar, a big urn, and then the men, the single men, the bachelors would come and take out a name, and then they'd spend time with that woman. They'd pair up basically for the whole year. Most of the time it went, into marriage and stuff. I guess it didn't always,
Right.
But so that was a whole other thing. So it was fertility, marriage. It was supposed to help the crops. So then, of course, Christianity comes along, and at first they leave them alone, but then eventually they don't.
Yep.
And so then they outlawed, basically, or said that the Lupercalia festival was unchristian, and so they said February 14th is St. Valentine's Day, and that's it. So we're not celebrating Lupercalia anymore.
So that's how we got St. Valentine's Day.
So Valentine's Day, and then Hallmark got involved, and then they started making greeting. They started making greeting cards,
like they do every holiday.
Yes.
Commercial,
yes.
Let's make some money.
So, but there is just like with Halloween, there is a pagan history, for it. And like, stuff doesn't just happen. We don't just automatically have these holidays. They come from somewhere, just like Halloween, Samhain.
Right.
And just because they get commercialized now doesn't mean that they weren't symbolic at the time.
Well, at the time, I'm sure they were symbolic.
Yeah, they felt this helped their crops. This was women to become fertile, to have babies.
And then somebody came along and went, wait a minute, we could make some money on this shit.
Yeah.
And that's it.
So now we have lots of cards and candy. Candy's always best to buy February 15th when it's on sale after Valentine's.
Get it after, and if you can save it a whole year, give it to them the next year.
You think you're going to save that Halloween candy? The Valentine's Day candy?
Big Dog,
oh my gosh.
AC show.
AC's losing it.
Yeah, she is. Well, we're still drinking the 101s from last weekend. So,
yeah. And it's still good. Believe it or not, we still had a few left.
Yeah, we had a couple left.
We bought a bunch.
Yeah,
so.
We did. We were talking earlier about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. There's interesting groups and bands that are ready to get into that. So we'll see. Congratulations to them all. Hopefully, the one I want to see get in for sure is Iron Maiden. That's the one I want to see.
Of course.
I'd like to see them. Maybe the Go-Go's get in. That would be nice.
I like the Go-Go's.
Yeah, that would be cool to see. Devo. Come on. Devo is kind of like MTV. Oh, speaking of MTV, AC, you're going to love this shit. Oh my gosh. Today I'm kind of looking online and doing a little social media, and I see that MTV is going to bring back the season 1 of Real World. the people from season 1 of Real World.
So they're going to have the original people.
The original people
now. So they're not going to rerun it.
No,
they're going to have
it. Bring them now. Is what I understood.
Oh my goodness.
So now MTV's stooping to another level of just no creative nothing. They're just, we're just going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this.
What was popular 20 years ago? Let's bring it back. They forgot.
25 years ago.
30 years.
Yeah, 30. I mean, come on. I just wonder who's running MTV. I mean, who's running the show over there?
I don't know.
It's all 3 of their channels that I can see. Horrible. I mean, once in a while you get a good thing that's on there, but 90% of it's crap.
Very rarely. I mean, the only thing I ever really watch on there is Ridiculousness.
Well, okay, I love Rob, and Ridiculousness is awesome. There's no doubt about that. It's funny, hilarious. Chanel, Stilo, awesome.
Yes.
But other than that,
but they're still not music TV.
no.
Those are video.
Change it.
Yeah, those are not. They're funny, and I like the show, but that's not music television. What it's supposed to be.
But I love Ridiculousness. The rest of it is like, what the fuck? You know, when you see them saying they're world stage or something, world stage, it's the same acts.
Yes.
Nothing changes. Nothing.
No, and it's from the same. Of course, now we don't have new live concerts, but they keep showing the same concert. It seems like the same band, same artist at the same location.
So the one running MTV sitting in his lavish mansion, and he doesn't give a shit because he's getting paid.
He just says put it on repeat, and then it just repeats after him.
He's got people underneath him. Yeah, boss will do that.
Yeah,
and that's what they do.
That's really unfortunate. Even VH1. I mean,
same VH1.
VH1's almost worse.
Yeah,
because they just have random shit.
It used to be, behind the music, all that stuff.
Yes.
So you could actually see what was going on. I'd even take MTV Cribs right now. I mean, please, but no more Real World and all that bullshit. It's horrible.
Tell me what you really think, though.
I just did.
Sure. Okay.
Big Dog AC Show. What's up? Valentine's Day around the corner. Obviously, there's a lot of history with Valentine's Day. So
yes, yeah. I do have one very sentimental Valentine's history story that I could tell you about.
Okay,
it's about the Valentine's Day massacre.
Oh, yeah, that's sentimental. Yeah,
that happened in 1929.
Leave it to AC.
This was the time in Chicago when basically the mob wars, we'll say, Capone wanted to take over everything. He wanted to be the one that was in charge of the whole mob, of everybody there in Chicago. I can't even say that he supposedly did, because in air quotes, he supposedly did this hit on Bugs Moran. I am losing it. Holy shit.
You need to get your Morans and your Malones together.
I know. Bugsy.
Have another beer.
Bugsy Siegel, No, this is Bugs Moran. 7 of his guys, they were working. These men dressed as cops, roll in, act like they're going to arrest them, have them all lined up against the wall, and then
yeah, I think everybody has seen that.
Yes.
You know, if it's remade or whatever. Not the original one, but
I think those people might be dead.
It's been remade so many times. I think everybody knows what you're talking about.
Oh, I'm sure it's been on History Channel plenty of times and everything. And this was even a scene in The Untouchables, I believe.
I think so. I'm not sure. With Kevin Costner?
Yeah, because it seems like we saw this in a movie, and I'm almost positive it was Untouchables, but I've been wrong before.
Yeah, it might not have been. I don't know. It's just, I'm sure there's something that you can punch up and see, you know.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But it says 70 rounds of ammunition were fired at these 7 guys. Needless to say, they were killed.
Yeah, I think they're done.
And
I think so.
Very few eyewitnesses, of course. No one's going to stand up against Capone or anything like that.
No.
So this is still technically unsolved as to now.
But they're saying that, weren't they saying that there was a couple of them dressed like cops, so they put them in there against the wall?
Yeah, that's what
mowed them all down.
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
I'm glad you listened to what I have to say.
Nah, not really.
Because these men were dressed as cops. They came in, lined them up against the wall, and so then basically shot them all in the back, or, I'm sure some of them turned around, but, killed them all. So
And they never found out who it was.
they all, people suspect it was Capone because Moran was a competitor, rival kind of thing. So he wanted to get him out of the way too. So Moran said that it was Capone, and Capone said that he would never do that, So it's still, technically, it's unsolved because no witnesses came forward and no one could prove anything. So
that's a bad little thing on Valentine's Day.
Yeah. So happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Thank you.
I hope your Valentine's Day is not a massacre. We'll just say that.
I hope not. Be careful what you say, though, AC.
I know. Once I put stuff out there, right?
Oh my gosh.
Well, at least it's a podcast. I can't get fired from it, so I'm all right.
Unless you fire yourself, you're not going anywhere.
You're not firing me, are you?
I can't fire you.
No, you can't. My name's on it.
Big Dog AC Show. Here it is.
My name's there.
We appreciate you listening. We're on all the platforms. We're going to do some more TikTok stuff. We're waiting for Snacks to come back to the studio. Of course, he's taking a little time off, and I heard he's up in Oregon right now. So he's up there running around with his cousin and doing stuff in Oregon. And when he gets back, we'll get back into the swing of things with Snacks. Maybe do another escape room or something with him.
I think, that, or I want to do like paintball, or I want to do something.
That fucking paintball hurts, man, when you get hit with that shit.
Well, I'm not planning on getting hit.
Yeah.
How about we say that?
Well, Snacks and his cousin did it up in the mountains, and they were covered in paintball. And
were they?
He said, man, that stuff stings when you get hit. So
I'm sure I'll get shot.
I'm sure you will.
I'm sure I would.
Yep.
Oh, my God.
So we appreciate you hanging. We're on all the formats.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to get on XM podcast format. That would be really cool if we could get on that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look into that. But we're
cool.
on Pandora,
all
on
of
Amazon,
Yep.
Apple, Spotify, Google, Stitcher. But I also have a movie review if we want to talk about it.
I don't know. We talked about it earlier, and you said you really didn't have one. So
No, I said I did have one. I watched one. I could talk about it. It's not Valentine's Day related.
No.
But I mean, I did watch Come Play, which is a new movie. It's PG-13.
Right.
So I'm just gonna go into it because you're not stopping me. So
I can't stop you. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna keep talking because you can't stop me. I'll make it short and sweet, like all my other ones are.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, everybody, sit back, get yourself a beer or something, and here comes AC's movie review.
Okay, well, Come and Play, like I say, relatively new. I think it just came out last year, and I'm really not looking it up because I'm trying to make this, very spontaneous, I guess. So anyways, though, I watched it. I'm glad I watched it. It was pretty good. For a PG-13 movie, I have to say it was pretty good. I like this better than The Exorcist because this one, obviously The Exorcist, like we talked about before, is just dated. It's not scary anymore. It's dated. This one is more for the current generation, I'll say, because there's an iPhone, there's an iPad. You see this creature through the iPad, and so it's very technological kind of thing. So I liked it. I liked it. It was pretty good. So basically the story is there's this creature that is trying to come into our world, and he's trying to get the main character, this little boy. He's autistic. He does not speak. So he uses his iPhone or the tablet, whatever he's using at the time, but the iPhone to type in, words. So that's how he communicates. So then these boys from school are mean to him. The little boy ends up losing his phone. So then the dad brings him an iPad. So when he's playing around with the iPad, he has the filters on there. So he's basically looking around the room and, having the filter on his face and stuff. And then when he passes in front of his closet, the filter has the little boy's face, but also has another face like in the closet that you can't see because it's all dark and stuff. So it's like, oh, what the fuck? Oh shit, So it's kind of creepy. Still, the monster's like under the bed, and he's basically trying to get into our world. But he can only come through like the electronics, and he uses the electricity. So a lot of the light bulbs will, blow up and all that stuff as he's moving through or, around the area. So then he can only come into our world, though, when you finish reading his story. So his story is called Misunderstood Monsters, and it pops up on the little boy's iPhone at first. And then he doesn't finish reading it. He just reads a couple pages and then gets freaked out and shit happens and all that kind of stuff. So then it pops up on the iPad, and then it keeps popping up on even his parents' iPhone or phone, I should say, I guess. And then at the end, it pops up on the TV screen. So the monster is making you read the story, because when you finish the story, then he can come into our world, and he wants to take a friend. He needs a friend. So he's decided that this little boy is going to be his friend, and he won't leave until he gets his friend. So, a bunch of shit happens, a lot of creepy stuff. This was actually, I thought it was pretty good. It's not super, super scary, but it's pretty creepy. And for it being PG-13, I thought it was actually pretty good. And the story was pretty good. The only thing is that halfway through, when the monster wants a story or wants a friend, that one of the parents or somebody that cares for this little boy is going to offer themselves up to save the boy, and so that the monster can take him.
Yeah.
So something like that happens, of course. So I already knew that was going to happen because it's PG-13. If this was an MA movie,
right,
they might let the boy be taken, or everybody will get killed, or everybody will get taken. It'll have a different kind of ending. But this was PG-13, so it was a typical ending and stuff. So, but I did like it. It was creepy.
Creepy. 1 out of 0 to 5.
I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
Oh, better than The Exorcist.
Yes, yes, okay. Better. And I know, like I say, it wasn't like super horror, but it was creepy, and there were some jumps in there that you weren't expecting, and then you're kind of looking around because sometimes everything's dark, and you're looking around, and then the kids are looking through their tablet, and so you don't see anything outside of the tablet. So it's really like if you're looking through the tablet, and you'd be like, oh shit, there's something right there. It'd be fucking scary if that was really happening.
Right.
So, it's a story of this current time with the technology and stuff. So I did like this one more. So it was pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
It.
Better than The Exorcist.
To me, yeah. I'm sure a lot of people are going to disagree with that because Exorcist is a classic. But, okay, it being a classic, sure. But that doesn't mean it's something that's going to scare the shit out of you right now.
I know you were talking to Snacks the other night about watching a movie. Hey, you want to watch this? And he was like, nope. Because
I told him about this one. I told him about another one that I watched, which was TVMA, which I almost talked about, but it wasn't super scary, though. It just had more like gore in it and stuff.
Right.
And weird spatial stuff in it. So it was a little different. I did like that one too. I like the story, but that one's super, super hard to explain, and it wasn't scary. So
3.5 beers.
I'm giving this one 3.5 beers for a PG-13 movie. Yep, believe it or not.
Big Dog AC Show. We appreciate you listening. We're on all the platforms. We're everywhere. We're hanging out in the Razor Sharp Studios, and we, every show we do, we try to throw some money in the swear jar because AC likes to cuss a little bit and say a couple words here and there. So we have donated the money to a local animal shelter where we got Rock and Roll Kitty.
Yep.
So we'll throw a little more information about that in the next show, but we've decided that that's where it was going to go, and it went that way. So,
and I'm happy about that because that's where we got her from. And every time I see her, I'm like, what if she was still there and I didn't pick her?
That's the thing.
So sad.
That's the reason I can't go to one of those and pick an animal out because you want to take them all.
Well, yeah, you want to take them all.
Because you pick one and they're all looking at you, and it just breaks your heart and pisses you off that people don't take care of their animals and they end up there. So,
well, when I went to look for her, when you go into the cat room, first of all, there's a lot of cats in there. But they are able to go outside. There are different rooms, so they can go between the rooms. They can also go outside. They have little cat doors to go out in the catio area. And when I was there, half of them weren't even paying attention to me. They were sleeping.
Yeah.
They were just relaxed.
They were happy they had food. They're in, you know.
Yeah. So cats are different than dogs, because dogs are in those kennels and it makes,
Yeah, I get
they're more
it.
excited.
And that's why I can't go to one of those. It's too hard to see that.
Well,
for me.
so this one though, when I got her, she was laying peacefully, quiet in the sun, sleeping. Fooled me hard because she's not. Well, she has her moments where she's basically awake, like really awake.
You can actually see her if you want to see her. You can see her on Twitter, right? I mean, not Twitter, but
she's all over Facebook.
TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok. Yeah. She's been all over our social.
Mm-hmm.
But she does have those times where she's sleeping, and I swear I have to push her to like make sure she's alive.
She's very comfortable.
So she's very comfortable now after a couple years that we've had her. So it's taken her a little bit to get really settled in and stuff, but she is now, and I'm very happy that we have her.
Yep. So we donated the swear jar money.
Yep. And I didn't cuss enough this time, so fuck, so we can add some more.
Get it out.
Add some more fucking coin in the
because we don't mind
bottle.
donating. We don't mind helping out. That's what we do. So, Big Dog AC Show. Thanks for listening. We'll be back. We'll try to get snacks as soon as possible and see if he's ready to do a show. Come in and make some snacks for us.
Yeah, and when he's still working on the foundation for Gracie.
Yeah.
So when he gets that all up and running, because I guess it takes a little while,
Yeah, it does.
He's spending a lot of time on it. So when we get that information, we'll go ahead and put it out there too.
Yeah, his dog, Gracie J, awesome dog. So he's doing a foundation and some other stuff. And, like AC said, we'll let you know when we get the information. So Thanks for listening. We'll see you probably next weekend. Now, Valentine's Day is Sunday, tomorrow.
Yes.
Tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So you better get your ass out and get some flowers.
You better buy some flowers, some candy.
You better do something if you want to get a piece.
Yeah, or if you're like me, I'd be happy with just getting a steak or a piece of prime rib or something.
Yeah, I'd be happy just getting a piece.
I'm sure you would. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Yep.